Hi, Spout Loreans. Abdul here with a quick pre-show announcement. If you haven't heard, this coming Monday, August 26th, is the day that we will be launching the first season of our bonus show, Mallbrats, on a brand new public feed with newly scored and remastered episodes. Launch week is going to be pretty huge, with a brand new episode dropping every day. And we're also doing a collab with our friend, the incredibly talented artist, Casey Golden, where she'll be drawing the Cool Treat Kids in her own amazing style. Launch weeks are hugely important for new shows, so we're asking all our listeners to please go and subscribe to the new feed, which is live right now. And when that first episode drops, listen, rate, review, all that good stuff. We genuinely love this show so much, and we think you'll love it too. We're also going to be doing a bunch of launch week giveaways for listeners of the new show, where we'll be giving away custom Spout Lore merch packages from our friends at Fantasy by Numbers, with amazing pins and ornaments and coasters, all with custom Spout Lore art on them. And also, one lucky listener will win the one-of-a-kind Cool Treat Kids character art that Casey is creating. If you'd like to enter to win Casey's gorgeous artwork or any of the amazing merch packages that we're giving away, all you have to do is click the link in the show notes and head over to the new feed and subscribe. Then, when the first episode drops on Monday, rate and review 5 stars or more, and make sure you sign the review with your Discord or social handle so we can find you to give you your amazing Spout Lore memorabilia. From everyone here at Spout Lore, thank you so much. We hope you like the new show. Spout Lore is only made possible through the contributions of listeners like you. If you would like to donate, please go to spoutlore.com/moneyplease or patreon.com/spoutlore. And if you go there, you'll get a bunch of bonus content too, which is nice. It's good bonus content. I work really fucking hard on it.
Gather round, friends, let me tell you a tale of 3 heroes, noble and bold. A brute, a druid, and a thief who is but 9 years old. You know them by name, you know them by deed. Their quests are famously daring. So here I sit, singing to you an adventure that is worth sharing. Tuck is the brute, he knows not his home, he loves to sing and fight. Thing is half elf, he shifts his shape and wields a spear with great might. Billy's a thief, his tiny size does mask the largest heart. Best and brightest they may not be, but their friendship outweighs their smarts. So gather round, friends, and listen close, for the tale's about to start.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spout Lore. I'm your game master, Shawn O'Hara. Joining me, as always, playing Tacoma Dome the Barbarian, Abdul Aziz.
Hello, everybody.
Playing Ving the Half-Elf Druid, Paul Oppers.
Hey, how's it going?
And playing Fat Billy the Halfling Thief, Jessica Ty.
Hello, everybody.
When last we left... I don't know why I didn't expect that.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. When last we let...
I lost one.
Do we have more dice to dump out? I mean, Jessica's was open, but not dumped out. Maybe she didn't want them dumped out.
Well,
Yeah, no one asked me.
yeah, we choose for you.
I appreciate it. It's so much easier on my little brain.
When last
Finally.
We respect Jessica so much. I want everyone to know that.
Oh my god.
when last we left our heroes, they had been betrayed.
Sorry, there's more dice.
Okay, we don't need all of these dice.
Where's
we
the
use
middle
2
dice?
D6s.
Here's the middle ones.
Oh my god.
Those are really heavy.
Sean, but what if we need a D20 at some point?
We'll never need a D20.
We'll
Today
need-
could be the day.
I bet you will need a D20 once when I do like my last breath roll or
Oh,
something.
whoa.
That's not when you don't use D20s during last breath rolls.
Maybe in our new multi-class we'll incorporate it.
Oh,
We
I'm
won't.
gonna add.
We won't because it unbalances everything. Why would we do that?
You're so mad.
Sean, who here has a master's degree in math?
You, I
Yes,
guess,
yeah.
who has a game master's degree in dice.
Sean. Oh yeah. Amazing.
That's really funny.
Fuck. When last we left our heroes, betrayal. Tacoma Dome soared through the air after being betrayed by Wendeliari of the Ranger Corps.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming at all.
You didn't?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love truly betraying you when
Yeah.
you didn't expect it. sent down to the ground, Tacoma Dome was overcome with a vision of darkness, a void, his lungs being filled with liquid, and then seeing a burning tree above him. The party reconvened through measures that involved them hearing Tuck bellow, "Wendy betrayed us," at the top of his lungs.
like an angry child at his birthday party.
Who just learned the word betrayed.
He's not even sure what it means.
Yeah, who didn't win the pass the parcel? You betrayed me!
And they all arrived momentarily to fight a bunch of guards at the cloister. The fight went fairly well. You were able to both fight off and contain a number of guards before escaping through a secret door into the innermost cloister of the Heart Tree. Once inside the garden itself, you came upon Elman, a young idealistic gardener who Billy had been following through the fairy realm. Upon being told of your great quest to save the people of the great forest and the tree itself, Elman very enthusiastically and perhaps naively chose to trust you immediately. He took you to his chambers, sneaking you through the cloister using the secret ways, and gave you disguises in the form of vestment vines, which form to you immediately and also help you with some biological processes, which some people took more advantage of than others. Tuck summoning an ungodly amount of piss to dump into these vines. Elman was able to throw off the attentions of First Gardener Malgath, but not before Ving was able to fling a bit of vestment piss dew onto her, marking her with the Eye of the Tiger.
It is really funny that we created a monastic order that was at the center of an aeon-old civilization and then immediately made them piss monks.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the Spout Lore guarantee, is we will make all of your most important figures piss themselves for fun.
Your important figure.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. And after a nice night of sleeping in this guy's bed while he slept on the floor.
Oh, no, he shared a bed with Tuck.
Yeah, we shared a bed.
Oh, right. Yes, yeah. I forgot the specifics of the bed configuration.
Head to toe or?
No, just spooning him. He was doing the thing where he wiggles his hips into me pretty hard.
He's a monk. He doesn't see a lot of he doesn't get a lot of human contact.
He does not know what it's doing.
Me.
What is it doing?
On this end, it's there's some stuff forming.
Let's just say it's harder to fill my suit.
Yeah.
Tuck's been on a very special kind of journey over the course of the show.
Whoa, this suit soaks up more than just piss.
Oh my God. Did you just come into your suit?
Just being very nonchalant. Horrific.
A little strawberry formed.
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
That's, for some reason, the worst.
Why'd you ruin such a good food?
And the window began a tapping.
Oh, Ving got a vision too.
Oh, right. This is very important.
Yeah.
Ving, instead of sleeping, chose to use this time to meditative state and was gifted a vision of Ileana and Nathaniel many years ago. Ileana in her capacity as a gardener here in Heartwood City, and Nathaniel as a young military man. It seemed like he was less disheveled, distraught.
Yeah.
Like he looked more put together.
Because it was like you know that thing where it's like a hard guy gets a partner and then like softens,
Yeah.
and then is like, maybe the world is okay.
Yeah.
And then
everybody's favorite trope.
and then that partner dies and he turns into the Punisher.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly that. The vision mostly concerned Ileana telling Nathaniel that the court wasn't going to listen and that they were going to destroy themselves, and that she just wanted to bail and let them do it. And Nathaniel said, "No, we can make them listen. We can fix this." And then the window began to tap in, and we were gifted with the arrival of a one Oman, the bookworm.
Tuck rushes forward.
Forgets to open the window.
Yeah.
Smashes through, grabs Oman, crushes him to death.
Yeah, can I roll to delicately grab Oman first
through the
before anyone
window?
else?
Oh, yeah, he's got to smash through the window.
Yeah, I guess so. You love giving yourself the opportunity to make a mistake.
Yes.
I like a challenge.
It's not a challenge. Okay, 2d6 plus dexterity, I guess.
This is a challenging situation because you have to bust through the window and then delicately grab a little soft, little cute little worm.
I want to be clear. You don't have to bust through the window.
I'm going to bust through the window.
It's just so funny.
Okay, all right. Here we go. 2d6 plus dexterity.
7 plus 0, 7.
So 7 to 9.
I push Jessica and Paul to the ground.
What are you talking about? Jessica and
real
Paul?
life?
You push the actors, Jessica and Paul, to the ground through the fourth wall.
You
Tuck
had a
punches
dream.
the window so hard he breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You went through too many pains.
Yeah.
Roll d6.
4.
4 damage.
Yeah.
So your hand is just bleeding immediately. You're just covered in blood.
Yeah. And then I take that bloody hand and I offer it to Oman.
And you can see Oman's like flapping above your hand, and you can see on his little worm face a face that sounds like, ugh. And he flits past you into the room.
I wanted to see if the reason why Tuck was so amped to get it is to see if Maresh had written him anything specifically.
He flies right past into the room.
When he flies past me, I go, if there's anything on there from Maresh, it's for me, so nobody read it.
You dibs on the note.
So he's just kind of fluttering around the room looking for a safe place to land.
What news you bring?
Many words from Master Librarian.
Offer a finger.
Poof. And he unfurls his wings.
Oh my God.
And they are absolutely chock full crammed
Oh my God.
with librarian shorthand.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it is. I mean, you all look at this and you go, "Oh, that's librarian shorthand." Like this is like their basically coded note-taking method that none of us were taught.
What? Ving was a silent
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Remember?
You learned the martial arts.
martial arts.
But you're not a researcher.
So maybe I know what, like it says, like slap, foot, hug.
You're able to pick out the things that say punch.
Yeah.
But there isn't, unfortunately, very much.
Something about a hole punch here.
But it's something that you could probably decode over time. It's just not going to be like super simple to read right away.
Can I try to go into my mind palace and see if I can find all of the times that Farah tried to teach us the shorthand?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So this will be a defy danger intelligence.
So you like sift through your daydreams
Are you
to
going to
look
the-
at the board.
the pizza palace in your mind with all the tucks.
Yeah, the sit-down Pizza Hut in my mind. Paul's laughing really hard.
The pizza pie mind palace or the pizza
Yeah,
Hut
the
mind
sit down pizza hut in my mind.
Yeah.
It's got to be a sit-down Pizza Hut. It's not a fucking Pizza Hut Express. There's Jessica spilled.
It's like the name of a fucking vinyl cafe short story collection. The sit down Pizza Hut in my mind.
Oh, God damn it.
Why are we so fucking stupid?
I don't know.
I mean, I can't answer that question. 7 years in,
Anyway.
I cannot answer that question for you. Okay, so here's what I was thinking: is you guys asked a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So Farah returned with a lot of information.
Do you remember all the questions?
I wrote it down.
Oh,
He
no.
asked you up.
I went back and I listened.
Oh,
You did,
nice.
unfortunately. No, you started asking you up, and then you guys like erased some stuff. Like you were like, no, we
There
gotta.
wasn't
But
enough
he
room.
saw us erase it.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Ving's mom is a wizard. What do you know of wizards creating life? Have you heard of the Ileanas? She may have created me. Was harbored by a druid family. What do you know of the ranger attack on the Ileanas and the island of Hibernia?
Oh.
Well, that is a lot.
So this is what I was thinking: is like, do we do one roll that unlocks all of the information on the wings, or are we trying to decode the different messages?
Can we each try and remember the shorthand?
Well, let's see what happens with the
Yeah.
first roll. Like, we're not going to roll them all at the same time, unless we all want to go to the sit-down Pizza Hut in Tuck's mind.
Oh.
So fun.
Oh my God.
I mean,
would
you've
love to do that.
got the rings.
We've
This
got
is
the
what the
rings.
rings are for.
This is my version of Communion of Whisper.
Yeah.
It's the sit-down Pizza Hut
We
in my
all
mind.
roll d6s.
Yeah, I guess.
How
Yeah,
are we
2D.
structuring this mechanic?
Well, no, I guess it's just, so it'll start, not all of you have to roll, but like, so Tuck can roll, and then you guys can be there.
Okay.
And then if Tuck requires help in the sit-down
Mm.
Pizza Hut, then you can roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
What am I rolling plus?
Intelligence.
Fuck.
Yeah, remember? It's
'Cause
Mind
it's about-
Palace.
It's book stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, he's one of the virginity dice.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to
The
stop
ultimate
calling him
power.
that, but
Is he them? 8.
8,
Minus 1 is 7. Fuck.
still a 7 to 9. Still a
Yeah.
7 to 9.
You know what? Not bad.
Yeah. So we go to the sit-down Pizza Hut
Fuck.
in Tuck's brain. what do we see?
Pizza.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's lunchtime, so there's a $7.99 Pizza Hut buffet.
Yeah,
But
so there's
the
a lunch
pizzas
rush.
are plates, and then you pile on salad and pasta onto the pizza.
Onto
So
the
the pizza is a plate?
Yeah, they
Carrying it
ran
back to
out
the table
plates.
is hot.
It's very hot.
I
yeah,
love that.
great. And we see in the corner next to the Street Fighter 2 machine a table.
There's a tuck in like board shorts and like an upside down visor.
Yeah.
Playing the Street Fighter 2 machine.
Just button mashing.
You just got a button mash. And there's a table very much like the desk of Master Librarian Farah Margani.
Oh.
And at that table sits Tacoma Dome. And across from him, Tacoma Dome, but in a long gray wig with a robe with a goldenrod hem.
Just dressed like Farrah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I believe that this is locked within your mind, Tacoma. You just got to look a little bit closer.
Thank you, Tacoma.
Please call me Master Librarian Farah Margani.
Thank you, Master Librarian Farah Margani. And then he says, I appreciate you teaching me to read. And then he touches the other Tacoma's hand gently.
And he looks into your eyes. And he brushes the gray wig hair out of his face.
And then Tacoma reaches forward and puts it back.
And then another Tacoma starts playing saxophone. Kenny G.
And he pulls his hand away. No, we have to focus.
We can't fuck like we do every time you come here.
The analogy's getting very confused in Tuck's mind.
This is why it's a 7 to 9.
He can't remember what were dreams and what was reality and what only happens in the sit-down Pizza Hut in his mind.
Yeah. For I don't know what is dream and what is reality here. And then he touches his face gently.
He just touches the saxophone's face.
All I know is every moment with you is a dream come true.
He touches the saxophone. He's like, why don't you get in here too, big guy? Ching ching as the door opens.
Yeah.
And then Billy and Vickers.
Billy, we should not have brought you here. Nobody should see this. I shouldn't see this.
Billy and Ving, you are in a Pizza Hut
Yeah.
full of Tacoma Domes of different clothing and style.
Billy doesn't even recognize it. He just sees pizza plates
Uh-huh.
and is like, I've never seen something so good. It goes for it.
And there's a Tacoma Dome there in a full chef's outfit with a chef hat and a mustache over his beard. And he goes, hey, slow it down. That a pizza for everyone.
I'm sorry.
And yeah, Tuck, you are sitting at this table with the shorthand lesson as you kind of half remember it in front of you.
Okay.
And Ving and Billy have arrived.
I grab one of the textbooks that's on the table. I put it on my lap and I'm like, hey guys.
And we were sitting at a desk across the restaurant talking to a different Tuck, and we're like, oh, what? Oh, what? Oh.
Yeah, that one has one of those green visors on and like a calculator in front of him. Because he's got some questions about his expenses.
Yeah.
He's got to get it sorted out.
Oh, he's not going to give you good advice.
You are not going to get the answers you're looking for.
Yeah, guys, I'm trying to figure this thing out. So what do I get out of this?
So what you get... Okay, so the 7 to 9 here is that we're in the Pizza Palace, and this is where we're getting this information.
Can I present the things that I get, like the gist of it, to Billy and Ving in this palace of knowledge that I have constructed for myself?
Yes.
And be like, can you guys figure more out?
We all add our own little bits of knowledge here.
Can we go into each other's mind palaces?
Can we incept, can we incept further?
Yeah, totally.
Because
Okay.
our restaurant might not be Pizza Hut.
Yeah, it could be so many other places.
Okay, what if... Okay.
We are incepting right now. I do want to
Yeah,
find
we are very much
We're doing an
incepting.
Inception right now. So how I was thinking about it was when we were in the library, remember if you spent a day researching in the library,
Yeah.
you got a 10 plus on a Spout Lore.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's basically what you're getting is you
Right.
can pick, each of you can pick one of the questions maybe to get a full
Oh, yeah.
debrief on. So the information that you're getting from the bookworm, which is being told to you by Farah Margani, of
Yeah.
course, because she's here presenting that information to
Yeah.
you, is
A hotter, more muscular Farah Margani.
It sounds like in the shorthand that you can decode that she kind of got like an all hands situation to help you with this information.
Cool.
What's that mean?
It means that she considered this important enough that she was pulling in different departments.
Like she pulled in all working groups and was like,
we need to get them answers to these questions.
Sick.
Yeah.
We're important assets.
Oh my God.
So the attack on Hibernia was, they believe, politically motivated based on sort of the climate in the Great Forest at the time, though records are sparse because the elves have always been fairly isolationist and their information has always been held very tightly. But librarians that were placed in the forest at the time reported that there was a strife between the Vox Populi and the Vox Silvae. Because around that time, so this was what I was saying earlier, is the runes on the Great Tree have been overgrown for so long that there was a point in elven politics where it became no longer about following the words of the heart tree, and it became about interpreting the words of the heart tree because they weren't as simple to read. So people started putting their own spin on things, and the gardeners began to have more power. And then as that became more important, members of the court began putting their own gardeners in place so they could control the word, at least according to the librarians that were here
The
at that
wisdom
time.
got all purple monkey dishwashery.
Exactly, yeah. And then every once in a while, someone would be like selling purple monkey dishwashers. So of course it would be, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there was a degree to which like, oh, Ileana is an abomination because she is a wizard and we kill wizards. But the underline is she is trying to take power away from us specifically. Not that her magic is balancing the world, but she is specifically trying to take power away from the court.
Do they know what faction within the elven court?
Oh, like which like members of the court at the time?
Yeah, I don't know if that's important, but like who are the players that like were anti Ileana?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't know. What if it's the royal family?
Like
And-
the prime royal family?
Yeah, and Nathaniel stays in his role because he's kind of like the only one, like he wants to like protect the tree. So he's like, if I step away, then like all that's left is like the other people in my family to do what they want.
Oh.
You know what I never thought of, but I do kind of like is that because we've talked about how it's different territories, like Nathaniel is the king of the Boreal Reach, but that they are all related, that they're all siblings and stuff like that. It's not like separate families.
Like
It's like cousins and brothers and sisters.
like
Yeah.
Nathaniel's family is in charge of the Boreal Reach and the Wicks are in charge of like a different region.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
but the Wicks and Nathaniel, like they're still related.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
cousins. Yeah, totally.
So is it all the rest of the siblings then?
Yeah, I think there was one other fan, and maybe it was the Wicks. Like I think the Wicks maybe supported Nathaniel at the time.
Oh, cool.
That's fun.
So sick.
Yeah.
So fucking sick.
That's why the name was so connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they're kind of like Nathaniel, the Wicks are kind of like,
Assholes.
well, like assholes, but also kind of folk heroes to some people because they
cool.
were like supporting the people at the time. They wanted the power to be in the wood and in the trees, whereas the nobles wanted more and more power for themselves.
It would be interesting, and this is not related to this question at all, but like if the Wicks were like you remember when the war started, like some rangers had to go out and deal with the wizards?
Yeah.
It would be interesting if that was the role that the Wicks took upon themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why it was Shathane who like was out in the world.
Yeah. They were like the hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's what you're going to get for that.
Cool.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the rest of Nathaniel's siblings, other than like the Wick family,
Yeah.
like essentially betrayed him. So it's like a familial like betrayal.
Yeah, totally. And some of them, I think the ones that directly were like sending Nathaniel to go kill Ileana are still alive. I think maybe one or two of them are dead.
Okay.
Yeah, just by intrigue, natural causes, that kind of stuff.
But there is still like a little finger in the court.
oh,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
totally. Yeah.
Can we get a name for that?
A name for,
For the like person, the little finger?
yeah, totally. Solana?
Oh, that's nice.
What is Nathaniel's last name?
Yeah, I was trying to think of that too. What is Nathaniel's last name?
We've never said that he has a last name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not Zumba.
No.
Oh, was that from?
Zumba was the elven name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
His last name's Zumba.
Okay.
It's
We
Nathaniel
haven't said
Zumba.
that.
Hilarious.
Nathaniel Van Zumba. That's
Van
what
Zumba,
it is.
yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, everyone.
No, it's very
Fucked
funny.
us.
So it'd be Solana Vang something. Kieran?
Yeah.
Like CYR. Yeah. Solara Vang Kieran, queen of the Sun Peaks.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Paul's doing tit stuff.
I love when Paul does tit stuff.
Yeah.
Queen of the Sun Peaks. Which I think is like a...
When we read the name, Tuck goes in the pizza palace goes ha.
So yeah, and I think the Sun Peaks are a more mountainous region of the wood. Like they're called that because like every peak of every tree on this mountain is touched by the sun. Like it's a very elevated place in the wood.
Yeah.
Why so icy?
Oh,
yeah, totally. Yeah. But it's like, but we're still, we get so much natural sunlight that like, we can still grow stuff. And
So glittery.
they probably got like aerial, like raised greenhouses and stuff like that to like take advantage of all that light.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There's like helium bladders that like
Oh, I kind of like that. Yeah, that some of them are like straight up floating.
Yeah.
They could ride on the thermals.
Ooh. Oh, their tree gliders are probably so fucking skilled because they like ride the thermal waves and stuff like that.
They're probably like little polar ones, like
yeah.
white and fluffy.
Yes. They maybe can fly higher too because they are used to the thermal, so they don't have to be in the trees.
Cute.
So cool. We're doing it. We're world building.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we are. We're back, baby. Okay, so that is that question.
Okay.
You get the answer that it was not just culturally motivated, quote unquote. There was a political aspect to the death of Ileana.
Yeah. Solara Van Kirk.
Solara Vang Kieran, Queen of the Sun Peaks, who is still alive. And I guess if we're going to retcon, was present at the beginning of the trial of the three of you.
I guess, yeah, makes
she
sense.
Technically would have been there. Or maybe, no, she wasn't there.
Why not? It wasn't it
Great
like a
question.
gather? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she was supposed to be there, but she wasn't.
Cool.
So, is that hand reaches across the table to rest on yours? Does that answer your question?
And then I lean in and go, if my kid wasn't here, I'd fuck you so hard.
And then Sean's hand darted away from Abdul's so fast and then brushed away a piece of hair on your forehead.
And then because a Tuck in a Pizza Hut uniform shows up and goes, we're closing now. We're closing, everybody out. And we are slammed back to Elman's chambers.
What is Elman seeing this whole time?
He's standing there, gently sipping from the sleeve of his vestment vine as you stand stock still in the middle of the room.
Our heads are kind of cocked to the side and tilted back, and our eyes are rolling in our head.
Billy's going...
We're all rubbing these rings on our hands.
And he's just like...
Ving is high-fiving and like almost falling over.
Just incredible.
Tuck is pissing himself.
They're just as the stories described.
Unintelligible.
But of course, the motivations of adventurers such as these would be quite unknowable to people like me.
Billy's eating a shoe.
But you've still got wings full of information if you so choose to investigate it now.
I want to look at those wings.
2d6 plus... I guess the Spout Lore makes more sense, really.
I'd like to spout lore about what's on those wings.
Yeah, now that Tuck has been able to decode some of the shorthand, you can just spout lore.
Okay.
So 2d6 plus intelligence.
7 plus intelligence. I got a 6.
Can I help?
Yes, absolutely.
Or can Tuck help?
I would love to help.
Okay.
Yes.
2d6 plus bond.
Let me help you with that reading, big boy. Come in behind him.
Just you reach around him and open his eyes even wider.
Put your hands underneath my neck scarf and come out of my sleeveless vest.
Put my glasses on his face.
Oh no.
I failed.
So a failure.
No. Fuck.
I am comfortable with that, meaning that just one of the questions is an answer you don't want to get.
Okay.
Yeah. What question would you like answered?
Oh, I was something about creating.
What do you know of wizards creating life?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Like why? What's the motivation? Why would she have done that sort of thing?
Yeah, totally. So, with the failure, Farah in the shorthand says evidence of wizards creating life absent completely. Perfect life considered near impossible through thaumaturgy. Golem's closest approximation considered quote unquote holy grail of thaumaturgical research.
Whoa.
And then after that, it says absent, and then it says suspiciously absent.
Whoa.
It sounds like they couldn't find any references to it.
Right. Because when the library was burned the first time, the torch scrubbed parts of the stacks. Like there were
a lot of books that were destroyed.
Do you think that maybe he scrubbed this part on purpose?
I bet. Yeah.
Because the torch, it was a part of the Dark Guard, right? So he was taking
Yes, yeah.
he was taking commands from the Gibbous Man. So if the Gibbous Man wanted evidence of like this thing scrubbed, he could have done it.
Cool.
Then Jessica, you get one too.
Okay.
What of the questions do you wish to be?
What's left?
So what is left is, what have you heard of the Ileanas?
Let's try.
Why not?
See.
Yeah, 2d6 plus intelligence for a Spout Lore.
Let's get 12. Let's get 12. Close enough. 10.
That's a 10.
Intelligence.
Shit.
Hold on.
This is not fair.
10. Yeah.
That is not fair.
Billy's been practicing how to read in secret.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the Mind Palace, you're a genius.
Yeah. His mind palace is soup.
Wait.
Just
It's
Yeah.
just soup. Like
And he-
swimming around in soup?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like he gets like the little spaghetti-o and he floats in it.
Oh my
And then
God.
like, a potato like comes by and eats the potato.
Yeah.
There's a little celery, eats
It's
the celery.
Alphagetti, so
Yeah.
he can
Oh,
read
yeah.
everywhere.
It's shorthand alphagetti.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
So that's all the letters and the noodles are spelling out the information in a way that Billy can read it.
and like way in the distance of the soup, you hear Tuck and Ving freaking out. Billy! What the fuck is happening?
Oh my God!
You can't swim.
It's so hot. It's so hot. So back in the room, Elman just sees Billy still going. But the information that Billy gets from this is you get it's like jazz. The things that Farah didn't write down suggest that when she got this information, she lost her mind. But she does say like Ileana's cast out of Oval Council. Name translates to bear keeper or something like that.
Like if they're like the oldest druids and then they have the constellations, what if sects of druids came from like the constellations that they'd read?
Yeah,
like
that.
that.
Each of the different clades
Right.
were like
Constellations?
Yeah, I like that.
And that's like a natural connection to like the
Demons.
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
the demons are also like the different icons are represented by constellations as well.
Yeah.
Which is a throwback to old druidic knowledge.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Or
cool.
it shows their early connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah, then that means because that's cool. Because then there's a constellation of like the deer, constellation of the deep, where like the deep walkers.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the idea that like bear surrounder, bear keeper,
Yeah.
just that the night sky is the keeper of everything on this
Ooh,
planet
yeah.
or on
That
this
the bear,
place.
The bear was considered like the overarching like spiritual guardian of the material plane.
Ooh. There's that like myth that there is like a bear that will eat the moon one day.
Yeah.
And maybe that came from the fact that the constellation of the bear was always surrounding Lillian's moon, like in a protective capacity.
Oh,
And
so
when
it's
it shattered, the bear disappeared. Like the entire
Ooh.
constellation was gone.
Oh, and maybe that might have been at least,
Oh, that's a cool idea.
that might have been part of the reason that the Ileanas were cast out of like the council.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when the moon shattered and the bear disappeared, they were like, oh, you're fucking out. Whatever that means, not good for you. Get out of
Right.
here.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Because after the moon shattered, that's when they made a deal with the Grey.
Yeah,
when
they
they
do,
shrouded the
right.
islands, so they couldn't see the stars anymore anyways.
Yeah.
I think the shattering of the moon, what I was going to say is also that it brought up an older sect of something that was a bit more superstitious.
Mhm.
It's like all of a sudden if astrologers are like put up as our highest
Yeah, totally.
intellects.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it kind of, it's interesting because it kind of parallels the court in a way.
Right.
Because they couldn't see the stars anymore, so they were basing it all on themselves.
Just like the court can't read
Yeah.
the runes anymore, so they're like coming up with shit.
It's almost like someone is obfuscating knowledge.
That has to do with the night sky.
Ooh. And like the Gibbous Man has been actively destroying the other sources of guidance, like where the night sky is almost guidance from both the spirit realm and the iconic realm. The knowledge trees are guidance from the spirit realm. Like it's like,
The stars.
yeah.
Even like the Sea of Graves, you can't like read the sea.
Mhm.
And like the constant storm also like covers up the sky.
Totally. And the runes themselves on the pillars are
Yeah.
like indecipherable.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can't even get close enough to them.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to further answer the question, I think the Ilyanas, I like the translation of Ilyana meaning mother bear.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Me
think
too.
that their role in Hibernian society at the time was the shepherds of like the spiritual connection of the island. Like they were the custodians of the island's actual connection to the spirit realm. Because as we know, via Billy's interaction with the fairies, that place is very spiritually resonant. And I think the Ilyanas were meant to be the ones that like directly took care of that. There are also connections to the myths of the lunar bear and stuff like that, and how they were the ones that supposedly tended a great bear that slept beneath
The island.
the island itself. So yeah, that is primarily what you get on the Ilyana front. Although that's a 10, it's got to be something useful.
Yeah.
So I think maybe, yeah.
Oh, what if it was like a postscript that like Pharaoh wrote just for Billy, like in runic
Oh.
language?
Yeah, it could be
Interesting.
that. Or I was saying to Shawn the other day, I was like, what if Oman has like a tiny little like rolled up excerpt like tied to one of his legs or something or
Mhm.
his back, and it's like Farrah would never usually ever do this,
Mhm.
but she knows it's so important, so she like sent like an original excerpt, and it's like,
Oh.
we can't read this, we need Billy to look at it.
Oh, I like that a lot.
I like that a lot.
That's a 10 plus.
That's
Yeah.
a 10 plus for
That's a
sure.
10 plus
So
right there.
you get Billy is like in his soup palace,
Yeah.
reading the noodles, and
There's a giant Oman like
Yeah.
flitting above him.
Billy. It is I, Oman.
Wow.
I come to you with great knowledge.
And then in the distance, you hear Tuck go.
I drown out Tuck's screams. Tell me, Oman.
Look upon my little butt.
I am looking.
And you see in the soup palace
He turns around and then peeks back at Billy.
Yeah. Like,
with one finger on his lips.
Yeah.
and you see tied to him with a delicate silk strand a rolled up piece of parchment.
and I grab it because I don't know, space and time doesn't matter.
And it is written in the fairy language. Is this from an excerpt from a fairy book or from like a runic manuscript?
I think it would be kind of amongst like those like fairy pages that remember, like there's that room Billy was hanging out in, and there was like pages and like little booklets that I guess the librarians didn't really know what to do with because they couldn't decipher it. But Billy was like, "Oh, this is fairy language," so he could read it.
Okay, cool.
What if those pages were made out of like felled knowledge trees?
Yeah.
So it's like
the really thin bark.
yes, like
Yes.
shaved.
It's like an
bark.
arbutus bark.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
And it was like it used to be other books, but that ink faded and the runes remained.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay, so Billy, I assume still in the soup palace, still partially in the soup palace, partially climbing Ving to read this parchment, unrolls it, and anyone in the room would see that it is in that sort of strange runic style that fairies write in, the sort of like twisty ogam-like branching things that just communicate an idea instead of having to be read like words.
They're written in the grains of the wood.
Oh yeah,
Shaved wood.
totally. And Billy, you are inundated with a fragment of verses written 1,000 years ago by a fairy who came to the material plane at a very tumultuous time in this planet's history. And the words that you receive are: chains broken became chains forged when moon threw off her yoke. Father Night was cast away to walk among the folk.
Whoa.
Oh my
Fucking
god.
wrote that in like 2 minutes,
Holy
Sean?
shit.
Whoa,
yeah.
now I'm hard.
So that is the information that you receive.
So the gibbous man does not want to be here.
Yeah, so it's like he didn't willingly come to the physical realm.
Maybe he's trapped in our realm in some form. No.
Oh,
Because it's like chains broken,
that's Lillian.
yeah,
That's Chimes freeing Lillian.
and then to become chains forged. Like, what if, I mean, it could mean that Lillian was chained up again, or it could be referring to the gibbous man.
Or that the freeing of Lillian were chains for somebody else.
Yes.
The gibbous man in some way.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think when Chimes broke Lillian's chains,
Mm-hmm.
that like when he broke the cage that Lillian was in, the side effect of that was that the gibbous man was chained to the material realm, and he's been forced to walk as like a material aspect all of these years. And maybe that's what this is all about. Maybe he's trying to get back to what he was before.
Eternal.
It's not necessarily that he's trying to wreck the physical plane. He's just trying to get himself out.
Yeah. He's trying to collapse all of the different realms back into one. So maybe that's how well, if you think about it, like Jessica was saying, like where it's like gods can be split into different aspects and dimensions and facets. Like if that event split the gibbous man, then shoving all of the different realms back into the same thing allows him to naturally like reintegrate with the rest of himself.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that
I'm going to let you guys connect these dots.
Can I use Bardic lore to... Because I have gods and their servants and histories of the grand world to like get a firm answer on what this means in history.
Can you read the specifics of Bardic lore one more time? Because it's kind of like you can't ask questions about a thing forever.
When you defend, you always get a +1 hold.
There it is. Okay, perfect. Then yeah, go for it. Yeah.
When you first encounter an important creature, location, or item covered by your Bardic lore, you can ask the GM any one question about it. The GM will answer truthfully. The GM may ask you what legend, song, or tale you heard this information in.
Do we think that this applies within the words of Bardic lore?
I do. I mean, I think this.
Yeah, I mean, like it's Tuck interpreting a poem.
But this sliver of the fairy tale is definitely, there's definitely songs about.
Yeah.
Like the fairy tales encompass so much magical language and fantastical songwriting.
Tuck has also walked the road for so many years and just sat around so many campfires where people have just told stories that have just been propagating through the world.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of those stories come from fairy folktales.
Totally. Like a fairy trades a story to a person for a favor kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think unless... Okay, this is a good payoff for receiving the library's information after all this time. I think unless you uncover a similarly huge piece of information, like other ancient art or tales or somebody that was alive at the time, this might be coming up on the end of the questions you can ask about the gibbous man specifically.
Okay.
You're going to have to uncover something serious.
Okay.
If you want to ask more questions. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. What do you want to know?
Okay, so we're floating in like the infinite
soup palace,
plane of soup.
Yeah.
Palace is maybe a strong word for what
More
this
of an ocean.
I'm calling them all palaces. Yeah. Oh, the soup ocean?
Yeah. And Ving and I have like finally like found an ode that we can sit in.
Ving found a door, but there's not enough room on it for Tuck.
We've been reenacting that scene.
The Titanic? Yeah.
Tuck is drowning in chicken broth right now.
Tuck, there's a bunch of bubbles that rise up around Tuck, and Ving's like, I get it. The fart of the ocean. I like it. Pretty good.
Pretty good. And you hear Tuck go,
You can smell it.
All the ha 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 letters pop up.
Ha 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 ha. LOL. We really like that.
It's really, I mean, it's really funny.
It's very funny.
Okay.
But yeah, we're all like, we've tethered all of our like letters together. We're all floating, looking at the sky.
Yeah.
Where like, I think the verses that Billy is reading are kind of like projected across the sky. And Tuck, what is a good question here?
I like that the sky is Ving's mind palace.
Oh yeah.
It's like a lovely, beautiful cumulus cloud openness.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes a blending of Billy's soup ocean and then like the night sky. Or not the night sky, but the sky.
Yeah.
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 The eternal sky.
A morning sky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you read the verses one more time?
Yeah. Chains broken became chains forged when Moon threw off her yoke. Father Night was cast away to walk among the folk.
This might be a useless question.
This is your last one.
All right. So Tuck is like very like stupid. Like he's like,
I think Tuck is way smarter than he gives himself credit for.
I know, but like Tuck is like grounded in the tangible, right?
Yeah.
So he like looks at this poem and then he focuses in on the chains part of it. Cause like that's like what he understands as this like street kid from McCall is like being trapped, being chained. He understands the weight of something like chaining you to something else and how important those chains are when you're trapped. So he's just like, what are the gibbous man's chains?
Ooh, good question. So you would believe, based on everything you've learned, the stories that you've read, the fact that you've spoken with ancient beings directly involved in these situations, and based on this very knowledge, that the gibbous man, as punishment, was chained to the material plane by Lillian.
Whoa.
Huh.
She turned it around on him.
You don't know the specifics of how that would work metaphysically.
Or why.
But that is what the story is suggesting. The chain's broken. The act of breaking whatever hold the gibbous man had on Lillian at that time, whether it was through the deal that Chimes made with the sea or the actual power that was being discharged, Lillian was able to use that to punish her father.
So that means that the gibbous man intentionally killed Lillian to try and break his chains, probably. If it was her who chained him to this plane.
And then he tried to tear her apart to get back to...
I mean, maybe. We don't know the details around any of those other events, like the death of Rian or the grieving. We only have some information. But what you have determined is that it's very likely, almost certain in your mind, based on the mind of someone that has known chains in the past, has lived a life of like internment or imprisonment.
Yeah.
You would guess that is what the story is trying to convey.
Yeah.
One other thing I will say is that you don't know exactly what, but you would assume, I mean, you know for certain that the gibbous man still has some aspect of power. But if he is chained to the material plane, he must in some way be vulnerable.
He can die.
And that is all you're going to get.
I've been your host, Shawn O'Hara. Thank you for joining me.
This episode was just a bunch of Spout Lores, essentially.
Shit.
A bunch of just us standing in
Like-
Elman's room.
Our heads tilted back,
Yeah,
eyes
going-
rolling in our heads.
Like, we keep cutting back to Elman every once in a while. He's like eating cereal.
He's drawn like a little charcoal portrait of us.
Yeah, he's illustrated us.
He's doing a finger painting of Ving, like, but it's like really sexual.
He's doing a finger painting on Tuck.
Yeah, where he's painting Ving's lips. He's like, "There's you, Ving."
We cut to the three of us and we're wearing different costumes and he's having tea beside us. Oh, isn't that right, Mrs. McGillicuddy? He's having a tea party.
Everybody, so you guys have just had your eyes rolled into the backs of your head all morning.
Wow, that's a powerful bug.
Yeah, right? He knew a lot.
He's staying away from Oman for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where we're going to end it for this week. I've been your game master, Shawn O'Hara. Joining me as always, playing Tacoma Dome the Barbarian, Abdul Aziz.
So long.
Playing Ving the Half-Elf Druid, Paul Oppers.
Take care.
Playing Fat Billy the Halfling Thief, Jessica Ty.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you to Aaron Reed of Vancouver Sunday Service for our intro and outro music. If you want to listen to all of the music that you've heard on the show, you can find that music at soundcloud.com. And if you want to listen to Aaron Reed's original music, you can find that at aaronreed.bandcamp.com. Thank you to all of our supporters around the world for supporting the show. If you would like to support us, you can find it at patreon.com/spoutlore or spoutlore.com/money, please. And guys, let's talk a little bit about what you get on Patreon.
Oh, they get
Merch. Access to merch.
sensual postcards. No, sorry, that's the wrong adjective.
Yes, you're being too sexual this episode.
Yeah, you're right. It is all my fault.
Well, I'm working on the next postcard, so maybe it will be sensual. You can also get
Bonus material.
Bonus material like our Mallbrats game
yep.
and the High Spear Mall.
Outtakes and bloopers are fun.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Where we have all our swears and other things.
Yeah.
And at the higher levels, you can get access to a monthly game run by yours truly or a monthly game run by Abdul.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all coming soon. And thank you most of all to all of you for listening. We'll see you next time.
And so ends the tale of adventures three who tried the best they can. Though dumb and scared and lost they be, fun times abreast in revelry. And though our journey may be like a conclusion, we will not leave you without a resolution. Return next week to hear some more whilst you commute or do your chores. And for you, I'd gladly spout more.
The Fable and Folly Network, where fiction producers flourish.
In a world of covert culinary criminal coalitions,
Jean-Carlo.
Oui, chef. Reformed criminal and celebrity chef Butch Orson.
Prepare the brigade.
Oui, chef. Is dragged back into the dark realm of criminal kitchens.
Behind.
When old rivals threaten his life's work,
Corner!
Butch is brought back.
Hot.
No!
For one last cook.
Open Pandora's oven.
Yes, chef!
John Wick meets Hell's Kitchen in Yes Chef, a comedic actual play adventure of kooky culinary combat, refried revenge, and untold gastronomic horrors. Yes Chef is out now on the Dungeons and Drimbus podcast feed. Butchie, a genuine pleasure to see ya.
Spout Lore is proudly a Spout Lore Studios production.
A podcast for best friends by best friends.